I'm not the type of photographer that's going to go out and find things to photograph. I'm going to create things to photograph. Kathleen and I started this body work back in 2005. It's a series called The City. It postulates a world post-mankind, like something has happened that's decimated the human population. So these are the city after man is gone, and it's just the way that buildings age and crumble, and nature takes back some of the spaces. And I thought just the last thing that should be would be an artist studio. And what better reference do I have than my own studio? Even though I maybe only get behind my camera 3 times a year, and I spend more time working with my hands, I'm definitely a photographer more than a sculptor. I feel like I know how to make the camera lie. I only have to build the diorama from one vantage point. So when you go into a 360 movement around it, it's like going behind the scenes of Broadway, you know, behind the curtains are all the mechanisms to make it run. Same with the diorama. If you've been to our living room, you'll notice that it actually looks like the end of the world. It looks like a disaster scene. And this model is kind of funny. It's actually cleaner than our actual living room. It's kind of sad to say.
We used to have a couch and then like one little table to work on.
Got rid of the couch.
Yeah.
And got a bigger table.
Yeah. People either like all of the clutter and find it inspiring, or it makes people really anxious and they like really can't stay here very long. It's nice working within the apartment because it ends up being a real blend. So do this and then I'll stop and maybe go make lunch and then, you know, do some other house things while, say, paint's drying or something and come back. If I had to go somewhere, I don't think I'd find it as satisfying. But then this is also the dining table and, you know, it's a double-edged sword for sure.
The subway was in the living room in the scene, so we knew that we had to have it in the final model too. So I made a replica of a subway.
Initially, I was just come in, I'd do a little bit here and there, and, you know, it was not either of our intention for my role to sort of grow quite like this. But you were already pretty established as you, and, you know, we need that to keep going.
But she gets so much grief from her mother.
Just controlling the anger. I think for now it's kind of wound up where it started. It is Lori's name on the work, and I'm fine with that. I want to make things, and you know, having my name front and center isn't necessarily why I want to do it.
So far, this has only had my name on this work, even though she's a huge part of it. But I think from here on out, if she wants it, we'll change the name from like Lori Nix to Nix Gerber. Yeah.
Gerber Nix.
No, Nix Gerber. Not Gerber Nix. That's a drug company. If it's small and detail-oriented, Kathleen's going to do it because she has the patience and the mindset for working small and delicate. And if it's large, requires any sort of measuring and knife skills, it's going to be me. Although you do have good knife skills.
But more for carving, not for
cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always like one thing that we'll buy, and we scale things up around it. But for this particular one, we fabricated just about everything in the scene. I flatbed scanned all the books in my bookshelves. Same with my CDs. On the internet, I was able to find all of like these CD covers. So I typed in all the things that I have in my collection. I printed them up and then I glued them onto Plex, and then polished one of the edges so that it would look like its actual CD case. I'm a huge Cowboy Junkies fan. Here's Kate Bush. Here's Patty Griffin. More Kate Bush.
So these Lori made, they were a piece of like PVC tubing, and then has like a little washer to make it look like a paint can. Very resourceful.
We try to keep everything as real as possible. I messed up on the flat files because mine actually has 5 and I only made 4. I don't know why.
But they open and close anyway.
Yeah, they open and close. Very important for a still photograph that things open and close. Yeah. But it's the little details that really make this scene come alive, like the fan in the back window, the power cords going everywhere, the little items on the table. And Kathleen created this great chair and the light and everything else. I really like your brushes. I think they're just great. The cans and the brushes are amazing. But I thought this would be a nice way to end the series. This is just because this is where we spend so much time. Yeah, this is where everything's created. This is everything. I'm too close to see the illusion. I have to like rely on friends to tell me whether it works or not.
Especially with this one.
Most people when they look at art, you get their attention for, I believe it's 3 seconds, maybe 4 if you're lucky. So I'd hopefully, by making that juxtaposition between real, not real, maybe they might look at the piece a little bit longer, if they even get into this type of artwork. It's not for everybody. After I've lived with it for 7 months, because that's usually how long it takes us to build and then photograph, then I take out what other objects might be able to be repurposed in a scene, and then the rest gets broken down into small pieces, put into black trash bags, and taken to the curb. Some of the objects will find their way into the next body of work, but I have no problem decommissioning the studio. I love throwing my scenes away, because it means I'm ready to start the next scene.